What you want isn't always what you'll get, and this leads to a set of reactions to cope with the fact that pleasure, either by planning how to satisfy your desires or planning how to suppress them. And this system is known as the ego, and it works on the reality principle. And it works on the principle of trying to figure out how to make your way through the world, how to satisfy your pleasures, or in some cases, how to give up on them. And the ego, the emergency of symbolize the origin of consciousness. Finally, if this was all there, it might be a simple world. But Freud had a third component, and the superego is the internalized rules. So what happens in the course of development is you're trying to satisfy your desires, but sometimes you are punished for them. Some desires are inappropriate. Some actions are wrong, and you will punish it. The idea is that you get in your head of superego, a consciousness. In these movies, they had a little angel in your mind and tells you what things are wrong. And basically, yourself, the ego, is in between the ID and the superego. One thing is to realize, I told you the ID is, it just say, oh, hunger, food, sex, oh, it's let's get warm. The superego is also stupid. The superego point to point is not some brilliant moral telling you about right or wrong. The superego would say you should be ashamed of it. That's disgusting. Stop doing that. Oh. And in between these two screaming creatures, one of them telling you to seek out your ego. Is the ego. Now, according to Freud, most of this unconsciousness. So we are building up to the top, we feel, we experience ourselves. And the driving of the ID, the force of the ID and the forces of the superego and unconscious in that what we can access them. We don't know what is like the workings of the kidneys or our stomachs. You can introspect and find them. Rather, they do their work without conscious knowledge. Now, Freud developed this. This is the Freudian theory in broad outline. He extended it and developed it into the theory of psychological theory. And so, as I said before, a theory of everyday life, of decision, of earth, or failing of love, but it's also a theory of child development. So Freud believed there were 5 stages of personality development, and each is associated with a particular zone. And Freud believed as well that if you have a problem at a certain stage, if something goes wrong, you will be stuck there. So according to Freud, there were people in this zone because they got stuck on the stage or an nearer stage. And it's not good. And that's not good. So the oral stage is when you start off. The mouth is associated with pleasure, everything, sucking, chewing, and so on. And the problem for Freud is weaning of a child, depriving him of the breast, could lead to a serious problem in his personality. It will make him, as a phrase goes, into an oral person. And his orality could be described literally. Freud used it as an explanation for why somebody might eat too much or chew gum or smoke. They're trying to achieve satisfaction through their mouths of a sort they didn't get in very early stage of development, but it can also be more abstract. If your roommate is depending and needy, you can then go to their roommate. You are an oral person. The first year of your life did not go well. A phrase even more popular in the anal stage. That happens after the oral stage, and problem can emerge if toilet training is not handled. If you have problem during those days, you can become a personality according to a Freud. And your roommate could say your problem is you're too anal. And according to Freud, literally, it means you are unwilling to paddle with your own feces.